What's up, XDefiant fans? It is Preach as always. There are a couple huge changes coming to XDefiant, and I think they are changes that are going to make most of the player base very happy. These aren't just rumors, but things that have been confirmed by the lead developer on the game, Mark Rubin himself, via his X or Twitter account. But before we jump into what these changes are, if you guys like this video, you already know what to do. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new here, and turn those bell notifications on if you want to know every time I post a new video. So let's go ahead and jump into this by talking about the first big, highly requested change that they're bringing into XDefiant. If you search across Reddit, Twitter, YouTube, even my own YouTube videos, you will see tons of people requesting that a kill cam be added into the game. I'm sure if you're watching my channel, you already know what a kill cam is, but in case some of you are new to FPS games, I will explain it quickly. A kill cam or a death cam is a recorded POV of the person who killed you that you get the option to watch if you're willing to wait to respawn for your next life. You may be wondering why these kill cams are important to the player base, so I'm going to try my best to convey the reason I am excited to see them coming to the game. There's so many ways to die in XDefiant, from being quick scoped, being hard scoped through that zero flinch on snipers, quadruple bunny hopping SMGs, in your face shotguns, head glitching AR players, camping LMG sprayers, or any of the many abilities and alters that exist within the game. When you get to watch the kill cam, you get direct POV of exactly how the enemy player killed you, and it gives you information you can use within the current match to counter that player. But it also gives you information for how people use their weapons and abilities as a whole and where they go on the map that you can take into future matches with you. Not only can you take this information and use it to help you counter players using those weapons, factions, and abilities, but you can use them to learn how to better make use of those weapons and abilities yourself. The other important piece of information that you get out of watching the kill cam is you can sometimes see what you did wrong yourself to lose that fight, whether it was poor positioning, bad aim, or not checking a corner that you should have checked. Kill cams add a lot of valuable intel into an FPS game, and that makes me excited that they are being added into the game. They were one of my missing features in the video that I posted last week. Another huge change that is coming to the game, also confirmed by Mark Rubin, is the addition of sniper rifle flinch. Twitter/X user Holden Norris posted the famous Oprah, you get one, you get one, you get one GIF saying snipers got to get more flinch when being shot. I can hit 98% of my shots for however much damage, and they can just turn and pop me while receiving damage. It's actually insane. Mark Rubin actually responded to this tweet by saying, I agree, this is something that is coming, to be determined on when. So if you've watched much content at all from this channel, you've probably realized that I quite like to snipe, even though I enjoy playing with ARs and SMGs as well. So you may be thinking that this is a change I won't like. However, quite the opposite is true. I think the snipers are in desperate need of an added flinch. As it stands right now, as long as you get your shot off before you die, nothing the enemy is hitting you with is going to be impacting your aim at all, even while in scope. The reason I think adding flinch is the perfect nerf for the sniper rifle is that it nerfs the less skilled style of sniping, which is hard scoping, while not horribly punishing the larger skill gap within the sniping community, which is the quick scoping community. I know a lot of people want snipers to be made two-shot kill weapons or have their ADS nerfed into oblivion, and I'm not here in this video to defend my reasons why that isn't necessary. But what I will say is that any developer, especially that of a new game, is unlikely to alienate a big chunk of their player base by making their style of play nearly impossible to use. This is why, even though I hate shotguns and how they are used most of the time, I completely understand why they will always be around and do not blame the developers at all for leaving them in. Overall, I think added flinch was the best decision they could have possibly made with the sniper rifles in XDefiant. The next big change that is coming is in regards to netcode and hit registration. Mark Rubin had this to say in a series of tweets on the topic on Saturday. A lot of people talking about it, and we are listening. We are working on improvements. There are 1,000+ things that can affect netcode, and we need to investigate and fix each and every one. So it will take time, but we will see improvement. There are numerous other topics that people have brought up, and we are listening. We use software that searches across social media, Reddit, Discord, etc., for topics and gives us a big list. We are attacking that list as fast as we can. And first off, Thank you, Mark, for being so transparent with us as a player community. It's refreshing, especially for those of us who have been playing Call of Duty for years, to have developers listen and communicate instead of hide what they're doing, be vague and overall shady with their communication. But to just touch on what Mark actually said here, clearly there is a lot that goes into fixing the netcode, and the fact that they're actively working on it instead of saying, good enough, is a great sign. And not only are they working on it, but they're publicly acknowledging it to us instead of hiding from the problem. I find it very intriguing that they have software that searches social media, Reddit, Discord, etc., for topics about their game. The real upside to this is it means that you really can be heard and you don't have to be a big name with a big following. Jump on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Discord, or YouTube comments and let them know the things that you would love to see in the game. And I would venture to say that the more people who are mentioning a specific topic, the more likely it is to be picked up by their software and forwarded to the people in charge of making decisions. The third big thing that is coming addresses something that I complained about in my 5 things I hate video from Tuesday. This time, instead of information coming from the lead developer, Mark Rubin, it is coming from another developer and former Call of Duty professional, Patrick Price, or Aches as he is better known. Aches tweeted this out in regards to jump shotting, and as he put in parentheses, spamming behavior in general. We do intend to penalize players for too many repeated jumps and crouches by adding aim sway. This was disabled after our test while we made some needed improvements and unfortunately did not make it in time for launch. But rest assured, we will get this in as soon as possible. We absolutely want players to use all mechanics in our game and not feel restricted, but there is a sweet spot between intended use and spam, and we want to get that right. I feel like this was very well put by Aches. I love the idea of adding weapon sway to penalize jumping, but as I mentioned yesterday, I would still like to see some sort of jump fatigue. Either way, though, I am happy to see that this is something that they are addressing. I don't want to see skill gapped movement be nerfed into uselessness, but I do want it to actually take more skill. Adding weapon sway is a great way to ensure that the players who are doing it successfully are the players who have truly mastered it, not just people abusing a broken mechanic. Briefly, while on this topic, it wouldn't hurt to slightly nerf your movements in the air themselves. Being able to strafe huge distances in any direction when already airborne makes jumping that much more powerful. In most games, you jump and to change people's lines of sight and make them readjust their aim, and that is a good mechanic. But it can be countered by someone who is really good at adjusting in most games. Once airborne, you are locked into a direction and it gives you an advantage to jump, but a very skilled player can still do something about it. When you can change directions in the air, it becomes nearly impossible for someone to snap to your initial jump direction and then re-snap to your mid-air strafe, making this movement incredibly powerful while not being difficult to perform, especially with no weapon sway or energy penalty. Finally, Twitter X user Alex said, "Are there some updates on whether you want to add S&D in the game?" To which Mark Rubin responded simply, "We are adding S&D." I had seen in other places where he just kept saying there was a single life mode coming to XDefiant, but now he just went ahead and confirmed that mode is going to be search and destroy. Literally every single update that I have listed today is a super positive update, in my opinion. More game modes, better connections and hit registration, making the snipers not quite so ridiculous, especially while hard scoping via flinch, Killcam so you can watch yourself die like the bot you really are, and nerfs to the currently broken jump shot mechanic are all massive W's. So let me know in the comments section below what other changes you want to see come to XDefiant soon. And if you like this video or if it was informative to you, you already know what to do. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe if you're new here, and turn those bell notifications on if you want to know when I post a new video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Preach out.